Jason Quigley, welcome to the Modern Warrior podcast.
Gavin, good man. Great to be here, lad.
Delighted to have you, man. And what a warrior we have here today. Isn't that right?
That's right.
You agree? Obviously, very, very successful boxing career and possibly not done yet, but we'll get into that as well.
Yeah.
And I'm always interested in the man behind the role. You know, the man behind the boxer, the man behind the person that the rest of the world sees, perhaps.
Yeah.
And to start with, I'd be very interested to hear about some of those earlier life influences that you've had to sort of that crafted you into the man or created into the man that you became.
Yeah. I suppose you don't really like. For me, anyway, there's not many times I have looked back in my life and kind of been like, that was a real pivotal moment, or, you know, this person really influenced me. And maybe it is something that you know, that's worth doing now at this stage in my life and in my career and where I'm going next. So to look back and to see, I suppose, like, you look at your parents, really, like, you know, like, that's who you grew up with, and that's who, you know, has kind of molded you into the person that you are today, I think. And for me, my mother and father were kind of opposites of each other, you know, and I think that I got a nice balance in between the two of them.
Yeah.
You know,
You got the best of both, not the worst of both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way that I like to look at it. I know, I like, you know, my mother, like, such a good heart, caring, loving, always give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and, you know, just couldn't do enough for you.
Yeah.
My father was more like strict, down the line, you know.
No nonsense.
He was never like, he wasn't in the army or anything like that, but kind of had that way about him.
Yeah.
And I think that's I reached a middle ground there, took a wee bit from both. And I think it was only kind of later on in my life that I kind of realized that, in terms of, like, well, there's sometimes I'm kind of soft and caring, and there's other times I'm ready to run through a brick wall. Like, it's and I'm like, if I can mold all them together now, I would get a nice wee balance there.
Yeah.
And so, like, and then, you know, I had my grandfather, my mother's father. He was a special man. Like, he's gone now, but, you know, he was a special man. And what I love most about him was everybody gravitated towards him. And I have looked back on this a few times. Like, he is a man that I remember, like, people telling us the stories, like, my aunties and uncles, his sons and daughters, like, they would crash the car, or something would badly go wrong, and he would just turn around and be like, nobody's killed, it's all right. You know, had a real good way of looking at things, and just was really mellow and chilled and laid back. From what I can remember, he passed when I was about 21 when he passed. And that's all I can remember from him. Like, obviously I have loads of memories there with him, but, you know, that's one thing that really sticks out, because men back in those days weren't all typically like him. You know, were hard, held things back, you know, didn't show any softness, weakness, anything like that. Majority, I'm not saying every man did, like, but majority of men didn't. And he was kind of pretty much the opposite in a way.
Okay.
And that was something now that I always says, if I can grow up and be half the man he was, I'll be a happy man. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm sure he's very proud of you today,
yeah,
man.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. He's getting the seal of approval there from somewhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What was the inspiration or the initiative to get into boxing at that early age?
I remember sitting up late one night to watch a fight. Like, whenever you're a young fella, I don't know, was I 9, 10, 11 years of age, and around that age bracket, I remember staying up late was unbelievable. Like you were staying up past 9, 10 o'clock. You were like, oh, this class. You weren't sent up to your bed. Like it was, and I was getting to stay up to like 3 or 4 in the morning to watch boxing, like in Las Vegas, like and the big fights, you know, MGM Grand, all this kind of stuff. And I remember watching Marco Antonio Barrera fight Prince Naseem Hamed, and Nas was unbelievable. Like I have a lot more respect from now than I did then because I was a Barrera fan, and I just wanted Barrera to bathroom. Like I was like, Nas was an entertainer, a character. Barrera was, you know, Mexican, dogged, ruthless. But outside the ring, all I ever seen then was press conferences and things that I came across as a real nice person. And he got into the ring and he schooled Hamed. Like nobody gave him a chance. And I was just like, it was the first time ever I got like goosebumps on my skin. Like I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on here? Like it was just something that I felt deep down inside me. I was like, this is unbelievable. Like, and my father took me to a boxing club then in Donegal Town, St. John Bosco Club, and was in there and picked it up pretty handy. Yeah. Enjoyed it. My father seen potential in me. The coaches seen potential in me. We moved house down to Ballybuffet. I lived in Donegal Town, so I did live in Donegal Town, lived in Lahey, then we moved to Ballybuffet. And that's when I started the boxing club down there. And that's, I suppose, when I really, like, I learned all my basics, fundamentals, you know, got a introduction into St. John Bosco. And then when I moved to Twin Towns was a successful club at the time. A lot of champions in there, like national champions. Man, Stephen O'Reilly there as well, who owns O'Reilly's clothing and everything now, doing really well for himself. He was a big inspiration to me because he was maybe 3 or 4 years older than me. And he was in our club and he was winning national titles. He went and won a European gold medal. He ended up coming home through the town in a drop top car. Yeah. I was sitting on beside him. I was like, this is unreal. But as a young kid, you need that. Yeah. You need to see it, to feel that emotion, to be able to believe it. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I'm sitting at home every Saturday night at 4 a.m. watching boys in America, and it's hard to connect with that. Yeah. Because you're not there, you're not feeling it, you're not in it. It's not as real because it's on TV. Like, you can watch stuff happening on TV that might never happen in real life. It's a movie. Yeah. It's TV. It's done in a studio. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this was real life. This was him going achieving. I'm training the same gym as him. I'm walking the same streets as him. I can do what he's doing. I wasn't saying that to myself then, but now when I look back, that was everything that was going on in my head.
So this was a pivotal moment.
This was, and that's what I'm getting to here now. It's springing up to me, like, you know, seeing that success in the boxing club and seeing the likes of Stephen going on and being successful, I suppose, showed me and other young fellas that this is possible, like this is doable. And that's really where I kicked off from then. Like, you know, I just went on winning national titles and representing Ireland, and, you know, it really took off from there, I think, you know. Yeah.
What would be your highlight in those earlier years? Was it up to the 2016 Olympics, or was there something before that really became a catalyst for further belief and achievement in your life?
I was very disciplined. I was very dedicated. I had good people around me. And I think that was the anchor to everything. You know, seeing that success going on around me in the gym. Going to school in the morning, being the freshest person in there because I was out running at 6, 7 in the morning at 12, 13 years of age. Like, my locker stinking of tuna because the 10-minute breaks I was in pulling out tins of tuna to make weight. You know, when I look back at these things now, I see them as like, I was probably a professional athlete then. the way that my mindset was, the way that I was training, and that did all stem from my father. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he kind of put those, I don't want to say boundaries, but he put those pillars in place for me. But also it was up to me to do it. You know, I always, and I don't want to come across wrong in this, but so many people have great mentors and great guiders and great people that they look up to in life, and, you know, be given so much great advice, but it's up to you to do it. Like, you can be told the winning lotto numbers. If you don't go and do it, you're not going to win it. Like, I was always, and I'm so grateful for all the support and help that I was ever given through my life, and it has helped me to get to where I am, but it was up to me to go and do it. Like, I could have easily started drinking up the woods with boys. I could have easily have just went running off down a different path, like, but I chose this road because it meant something to me, and I felt those emotions when I watched the box, and I felt like, you know, I'm very lucky that I had something that gave me a real purpose. And I think that's the most important thing, is getting a purpose in life.
Yeah.
Like, this world, especially nowadays, is so full of everything.
Pleasures.
Absolutely, lad. And quick pleasures, like, that are so easy to get to, so easy to fill your system with, your mind with, like, but where does it get you in the end up? And, you know, I heard this stat before, but Keith Barry says yesterday that 3 seconds is the attention span now to catch somebody on social media and things like that. Like, I've heard that, and my wife works in that kind of industry, so I've heard about that, you know, maybe like a year or two ago. But that's mental. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, 3 seconds to catch somebody now, you know, to get them interested in something. Like, and I was only thinking the last night there in the hotel room, it was the first time I sat down in the bed and actually watched, was it Gogglebox or something was on TV? Like, do you know, like, who really watches normal TV anymore?
Yeah.
Do you know, because we have it there whenever we want it. We can go on Netflix, we can record it.
Yeah.
You know, the world is definitely changing. And it depends what way you take it.
Of course.
It can change in a very positive way. It can change in a very negative way. But going back to kind of what your question was there, lad, like, where did it all really stem from and what really took me there? I think it was, you know, just having all those people around me when I was younger, having that kind of strict background as well kept me disciplined at that young age, and part of it was fear, like, like
fear of failing.
You know, fear of my father.
All right.
Like,
yeah,
you know, disappointing him, you know, getting given out to, you know, I think every young man wants to please his father, wants to be his dad, you know. Growing up, I think it's, you
wants
know,
his pride.
That's in any movie you watch, The Lion King, like, do you know what?
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies.
yeah.
You know, like, it's those wee things, and it helped me and it sculpted me, but something else, I don't want to give him the credit of making me fear, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know that it sculpted me in a way that where I am today, but, like, is that the right way to do it? Do you know, I don't have the answer, like, do you know what I mean? But
becomes like a fear-based pursuit then, doesn't it, to a certain extent?
So, question I've asked myself, did I want to box for me? Or did I want to box for him? To please him? And then it got to this stage, I just ended up good at it. Success came. Nice feeling. Succeeding. You're on radio at a young age. You're on TV at a young age. You're in the papers at a young age. You go into school. Everybody's congratulating you. You walk down the street. Everybody's congratulating you. This is all great feelings for me. Would I have been a boxer if I didn't have that fear or that? Obviously, I might be contradicting myself here a little bit, because I says I got that feeling, I got that emotion whenever I watch Barrera and Hamed. So I look at it and I'm like, maybe I did love boxing. And when I really come to the end solution of it, I fucking love boxing. Like, who the hell would go through that journey, that career if you didn't want to be a champion, if you didn't want to be a winner, if you didn't want to be successful.
Yeah.
And I've asked myself these questions for years, like. And maybe in another 6 years, I might change the answer to that.
Different answer,
do you know?
Yeah.
But
based on your awareness right now,
based on where I'm at in life right now,
I
fucking loved it, like.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can go through all that shit and not love what you do.
Fear is a massive driver, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I'm reminded of Andrew Agassi. I don't know if you ever read his biography, but Open. I have no interest in tennis, but it's an incredible book. And he talks about his father an awful lot, but his father was a massive, massive driver for his success. And Andrew Agassi hated tennis.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Yeah.
But he kept being driven and pushed by his father to the extent where he became successful at it. But he hated it, you know. So, it's a massive thing for, I would say, for all men out there, not to paintbrush them all, but for the majority of men out there, you know, seeking their father's pride is one of the most, one of their greatest drivers in life. You know, for your father to turn around and say, "I'm proud of you, son." You know, it's massive. And for a lot of them, they don't receive that validation, that credit from their father, because again, he's maybe not able to express his true feelings or his emotions towards his son, based on his own past or his own insecurities. So a lot of men that I work with and a lot of men out there at the moment are still being driven by this pursuit to seek the pride from the father that they've never found. And
maybe now that they've been doing it that long that they don't even realize that's what it is.
Nah. It's again, it comes through the awareness, you know.
It comes through the work of digging deep and asking the hard fucking questions.
All of that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The questions that you've avoided all your life, and now they come to a stage where you've avoided all these questions all your life, and it comes to a stage then you're just automatically avoiding them. You have found like us as human beings, we are so amazing. Like the way we have adapted through the generations and the years, we're unbelievable, and we don't give ourselves the credit to do it. We're so good, and obviously it's generations. Like you go back to the Stone Age, like it was, you got to run from the bear.
Yeah.
Or you stand and fight the bear, fight or flight. Like, do you know what I mean? And obviously, we're so lucky and blessed that we're not in that position now. There's still a few bears might come after us out there, but
there's you know. Metaphorical bears.
Absolutely.
Now. Yeah.
But we're in a place now. There's different fight or flights there. There's different things that scare us. There's different things that, you know, put us into that response in our head. But we find solutions, like. And if you're continuing to do that day in, day out without actually working towards it and without actually trying to figure it out, you just end up naturally doing this one thing all the time to forget about that tough question that you've never asked yourself to
beautiful distractions.
100%. You know, it's mental. Like it really, really is how, and as I said earlier, and nowadays, like it's so easy to forget about these things, to push them to the back of the mind, to just let them go. Because we have our phone there. We have the TV there. We have people walking there. We have, you know, just things that just can distract you every second of the day, really.
You strike me as a man who's asked himself some hard questions, though, over the years. What have been some of those hard questions that you've managed to answer? You asked me earlier, what was the biggest turning point in my life? The biggest turning point in my life was I fucked up a few times. And to tell yourself that you fucked up, that's hard to do. To own up to yourself that that's your fault. Like, such as? Just maybe not being the best person that I could have been. You know, what happened? I never really like did anything where obviously it would put you in jail or anything like that. Like, but I probably treated people
not as good as I should have. And I'm not sticking up for myself in any way. It's my fault. But I was trying to live a life that wasn't me, that I was told to live, kind of by influenced. And I was fighting against it. Like, I was fighting against who I really was.
This is after the successes, is it?
This is in the middle of a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, LA was a big turning point for me. Like, you know, moving there from Donegal, as you know, it's fucking black and white.
Different
like.
planet. Yeah.
You know, it's a big change. Like, and I mean a change in the time difference is completely night and day. The weather is night and day. The people is night and day. The environment, the energies out there is night and day to what it is back at home. Like, it's not just like moving to England, where people are kind of similar. The weather's kind of the same. The food's kind of the same. Like, LA is just black and white to what I'm used to and where I'm from.
So you got lost there?
Got lost. Yeah, definitely did. When I first went over, unbelievable. I was the hot topic over there. You know, you were Irish, you were young, you had an accent, you were fresh meat.
Bags
like,
of potential.
You know what I mean? Like, and it was all this kind of so much attention that was brought to you. You were going to movie premieres, you were meeting celebrities, you were living this life going from Donegal, Dublin. Like, that was my life, Donegal and Dublin. Like, training with the national team in Dublin, traveling to back ends of nowhere, fighting at European and World Championships, and then going back home to Donegal where you were so grounded.
Yeah,
because you weren't allowed to go up in the crowds.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, maybe there is people out there that think I did get cocky or I did get big-headed, but me, and I'd be very honest with myself, like, I always thought that I knew I was good, like, as a boxer, but I never really, like, I would never have looked down on anybody, or I would never have, like, you know, put anybody in the gutter. I've always helped people out. I've always, you know, tried my best for people. But LA changed me big time. Like, it brought me to the darkest places I've ever been in. Like, you know, like, I was living an unbelievable life over there. You're living in Marina del Rey, right beside Venice Beach, Santa Monica. You're in the midst of it there, like. And I was in this beautiful apartment looking out over the marina. The back of the apartment was just on Venice Beach. And anybody looking in, fuck, he's living the life. Jeez, that's unreal. He's doing some job out there. Lad, there was nights I was in tears crying, just missing home, lonely, trying not to sit with the thoughts and the hard questions, you know. And I'm very lucky, lad, I look back at it now, that I didn't get into drink. I didn't get into drugs. LA can be a dark place if you go down a different road, like, and I didn't go down those roads.
What kept you on track?
Boxing.
Okay.
Boxing, really, lad. It was my...
You still kept showing up and training and
kept showing up and
hard.
training. I never faltered. Like, I never faltered. And that's what I says earlier. Like, whatever I achieved out of boxing, I got my full potential. Like, you know, probably different things there that performance-wise could have been better here or there. But, you know, that's... shit happens sometimes, like, and you just got to move on from it. But, yeah, like, I just found myself... Boxing was my drug, like, you know, that was my drug, and in a good way and in an unhealthy way, because it was my only identity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not healthy. Like, as I said earlier, I'd walk down the town at home, you'd be on the paper, you'd be in the news, TV, you're Jason Quigley, the boxer. You have a Donegal background, you might have heard of me outside of boxing or whatever, but you know me as Jason Quigley, the boxer.
Yeah.
I'm on here today because I'm Jason Quigley, the boxer. Yeah. I'm not on here today because you met me down for a coffee.
No, I just brought you here because you're a sound man.
Do you know what I mean?
But, you do a bit of boxing, do you?
A wee bit on the side there. Any fights going. But, like, that was my full identity, and it was actually Jerry Hussey that I spoke with,
Great man.
Whenever I was going through my amateur phase, and he was saying, like, you need to find, you have more identities. You're Jason Quigley, the boyfriend. You're Jason Quigley, the son. You're Jason Quigley, the brother. You're Jason Quigley, the lad that loves to have a bit of crack with the lads. Like, once I started to realise that, I felt this weight coming off me. And it was a breath of fresh air for me, like. But it was still, you can't just snap out of it.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
and then it kind of probably heightened when I went to America, because there's so much more pressure added onto you. You were even more the boxer. You were moving away from home.
And you're being validated for being a boxer, nothing else. You're not being validated for being a good man or a boyfriend or...
Do you know what I mean?
Like, it's just all boxing.
100%. Like, and that's where I really then in Los Angeles, like, had a lot of lonely times, a lot of, you know, sit down and conversations with myself. And I suppose I'm grateful to say this as well, but, like, I figured that out myself. You know, I did figure that out myself.
Through those dark, lonely nights in LA?
Through just chatting to yourself.
No, just talking to yourself.
And being honest with yourself, like, being fucking real and honest with yourself. Because if you're not,
you're living a lie,
you're only bullshitting yourself. Because there's nobody else in the room. You're not talking to anybody else. And deep down, you know you're bullshitting yourself. That's why you reach for the phone. That's why you put on the TV. There's nights, lad, I used to just lie in the room and you just listen to... I used to listen to Tommy Tiernan. Just put him on YouTube, leave it on all night. Because I didn't want to be on my own, you know. And you'll find that in a lot of people as well. They're going through dark times, like, they just want laughter. They want jokes.
They just need a connection.
You know, they just want to get away from the sadness and maybe the darkness. And for me, those conversations were what really switched my mindset and my life around, like, was owning up to not being the best partner that I could have been, not being just the best person that you can be, like. Do you know what I mean? And I was really influenced by a lot of people. You know, I was trying to please so many people that I ended up hurting the people that I loved the most. And to me, that was difficult. Like, that was the real wake-up call as well. Like, and I was like, what are you doing? But if I wasn't in LA on my own, I would have had too many distractions to sit and to be able to, I would have went out with the boys. I would have, you know, just got busy.
Yeah.
Whereas now and back then, I really started to understand that you weren't the best person and you did hurt people. Not intentionally. Like, I never set out to be like, fuck them. I couldn't give a shit about them. Never once did I ever try to do that. But looking back, I can see my actions, they did. And I was just like, all I can do is try to be better. And it doesn't matter how dark you have went or how bad you have went. We're human. We make mistakes. If we never made a mistake in our life, we would never evolve. We would never mature.
Of course.
If we were all the same, there'd be no podcast. It'd be boring. Because nobody would be able to be like, oh, that's that there. You know, that's interesting. Sure. That's just what everybody does.
Yeah.
Do you know, if we were all the same, life would be boring. And that's what makes us so special. And that's what makes life so great, is that everybody has a story to tell. We have the same feelings. We have the same emotions. We have sadness. We have love. We have lust. We have hunger. We have everything. All the same. But we experience them in different parts of the world and in different environments and in different stages of our life. But that's what keeps us all together, because we can all relate to it. You've been sad, I've been sad. You tell a sad story, I can relate to it because I felt sadness. So
different experience, a different story though.
Exactly. And that's what keeps it interesting. If it was just, I feel sad and you feel sad. And we both feel sad for the exact same reason, it's not really
of course,
as interesting.
Of course.
But for me, you know, those, and I really started to turn my life around then. I really started to own up to myself and to hold myself accountable, for my actions, what I do, and to really understand what type of person do I want to be. Goes back to my grandfather. I want to be a good person. I want to be like him. And that's what really started to set the tone then for me going into it. It wasn't overnight. Like,
Yeah, of course.
you know, these things just don't happen overnight. It was, for me, moving forward in a nice, and everybody says they have this motto that they live by, or these things that they live by. And I never really had this one thing pinned down. But one thing I keep reverting back to is, you know what's good in life and you know what's bad in life. If you can take that pause and that second before you do something and ask yourself, is this beneficial? Is this good? Is this right? Or is this not beneficial? Is this wrong? Maybe I shouldn't do it. We have the answers. And you can't tell me if it's right. I can't tell you if it's wrong. It's only you know yourself. And that's why it's so important to pause and to be at peace, to be at calmness with yourself as much as you can. Because we have all the answers. Like, the answers are inside us. And know that gut feeling. I've yet to prove that wrong.
Yeah.
That gut feeling has stuck by me for years. And I count on it every time.
That's trusting yourself, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Instead of trusting in information
100%.
outside of yourself, it's, well, I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I trust myself to lean into this decision and to make a move based on what I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there never is a bad decision or wrong decision, is there?
No.
Because even if it doesn't work out, you're going to learn something.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
absolutely,
just make a decision anyway.
For me, that was the thing that I've really believed in over the last 5-10 years now. Is like, if I think something is right and I'm doing it from a kind place, a loving place, a caring place, I'll never regret that. Yes, it mightn't work out, or yes, it mightn't be the outcome that I wanted, but I did it and it came from the right place. So I can go to bed, put my head in the pillow, and go to sleep at peace with that.
And you also have the experience of having not made the right decision in the past and suffering the consequences of that and going,
that's why.
Lessons.
That's why I can sit at peace with these things, is because you need, and that's what I'm saying, like, you need to go through shite in life to be able to understand what's good. And yes, it's hard at the time. You know, we say everything happens for a reason, and I've questioned that myself recently. But sticking on the topic there, is like, you know what's right, you know what's wrong. And if you can just continue to keep doing what you think is right, you'll never regret that down the line. Like, because for me, that was the most important thing. And
always the intention behind the action, isn't it?
Absolutely. And when you think that something just doesn't sit right with you or feel right, it's probably not right for you to do. Like, it's not aligned to what's meant to be happening for you, or where your life's meant to be going, or what direction it's meant to be going in. And then everything happens for a reason. I get that everything that's happened in my life has happened for a reason. And this is why I've got to the place that I am today, and I'm happy with that. But could I have still got to the place I am today with maybe wanting a wee bit more, or, you know, maybe things not going as shit as they did, or, you know, that's my
all right
kind of question on it recently, is like, yeah, everything happens for a reason, but at the end of the day, we chose a lot of these things that happen. Like,
but at the same time, you made those decisions without the awareness that you have now, and the awareness and the information came from making those decisions and then veering you down a track that you didn't want to be on in order to find your way again, or in order to find further truth about yourself. You know, it's like you needed those experiences to get you here, because of course, perhaps some losses or defeats along the way, but that was just the boxing.
Yeah.
But what did you gain from that? That made you a better person.
Like, I absolutely gain more from my losses than my victories. But then, like, there's things that happens in life that I think blows, it only happens for a reason, out of the water. It's like, how does young kids pass away? Like, how does young kids die? And don't want to go too dark or deep, but like, these are just the questions that it just puts things in a different light. Then it's like, I know there's a higher power up there. I truly believe that. And I know that you got to feel bad to feel good. But I've seen families never recover from losing a child. Like, what's the purpose there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
I think the answer is we don't know. And we can only show up with love and support from our
100%.
side. You know what I mean?
Do we know when we pass away then, maybe?
Perhaps.
You know, like,
you let me know, will you? Send me back a message.
I hope I'll try it out. Like, you know, lad.
Either way, whoever passes first, I'll let you know.
We'll send signs somewhere along the way. But like, those are things that is like, just, you know, where like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also being reminded of someone who lives in Sligo who's going through a terrible, a very terrible process moment. He's very unwell, and he's a family and young children and all the rest of it. And I had a conversation with somebody quite recently about him, because there's been a lot of different events happening in Sligo to help him out and help his family out. And I said, you know what? He's brought out the best in everybody. Because he's been such a brilliant person in his own life and has such a brilliant influence on the people around him. Everyone has just risen up to a whole new level to help out and support this man.
Yeah.
And it's brought out the best in other people.
Absolutely.
So you look at it and go, of course, like, he's going through the worst time of his life. But then the ripple effect of that is that everyone else is becoming better versions of themselves based on what he's going through. So, I mean, what an incredible influence
100%.
he has, you know. So, you know, that type of perspective, in the sense of someone suffering, like that family, well, the people around them are probably rising up and becoming better to help them out and support them in their own way.
And,
you know, so it's the power of that human connection, the power of people.
100%. And what I'm thinking is, when you're saying that, it's maybe it's me just being a little bit small-minded and not looking at the bigger picture. Do you know what I mean? It's like Jesus.
Yeah.
The story.
Yeah.
Like, he went and got crucified so everybody else could, but that was his decision.
Mm-hmm. Or was it?
There you go. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and this is what's great about things as well. Like, you know, and that's what's great about people. Like, we have so many different opinions, we have so many different things like that there. Do you know what I mean? And it is great. And look, I try to be, and I think myself as a very, you know, positive person and looking at things in a very good way. But then there's just some things like that there that happen that I'm like, why? Like,
for any of you who know me, you will know that I love my coffee. So I'm delighted to have Full Circle Roastery on board as a partner to this podcast. They are a specialty coffee brand, and they have this delicious Christmas blend on offer right now. Click the link below and grab yourself a bag. You will thank me later. But on that point then as well, even on your own journey and even what you're doing today and what you've done in the past, like, you had a very big influence on the people around you. So just as Mr. O'Reilly inspired you in the boxing club that time, like, he raised you up to a whole new level through his hard work and dedication and commitment and successes that he
100%.
Achieved. And you two have done the same for, I'm sure, many's a young man at least out there.
Yeah.
So how did you manage the weight of that responsibility, or did you ever kind of feel it?
Oh yeah, big time.
In terms of how your performance would affect others?
Yeah, like, I didn't really, like, boxing is a very selfish sport, like, and to be honest, like, I didn't take many other people into consideration. And
is that is that a useful strategy in boxing because it becomes a distraction to a certain extent? Or is
Yeah,
that just
absolutely. Like if you want to be successful as a boxer, like you need to just
tunnel vision?
absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody else matters
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, you're the only person getting into that ring, and you're putting your life on the line. Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you know, like you walk into that ring, it's not guaranteed that you're going to walk out the same person as you walked in, and not in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the scary side of boxing.
Yet you still get in
Yet you still get in, and
because there's something greater at play.
there's something there that you want to fight for. There's something there, that warrior instinct that's in you from your ancestors or wherever it may have come from.
Did you get in touch with that in terms of what was that thing that had you step into the ring and put your life on the line?
I don't really know. I don't 100% know. I don't have the answer. Like, I couldn't answer you confidently in that. I do believe that there's that something inside me because I always resonate with the army.
Yeah.
I always resonate with, these boys going on the front line, and, I resonate with these people going.
It's just, you have that spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so because I resonate with it, and obviously I've never looked at it in that way in boxing, but it's similar. Like,
Yeah, I get it.
do you know,
Well, you're going to war, yeah.
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 Do you know, and you are.
Yeah.
So I can't answer that like confidently.
Yeah.
But I believe that there definitely is something in there. Like,
Yeah.
as I said earlier, like there's no way you could have done this sport for this long without having something, burning something.
Of course.
And then I also like any war movies or like, I just be so interested in that. See the camaraderie with men,
Mm-hmm.
like, and it was the same kind of in the national team. Like, we mightn't speak maybe for 6 months, but somebody reaches out or somebody needs help or somebody wants to meet up, you're there, like.
Mm-hmm.
And you mightn't have spoke to them for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's that relationship there. There's that respect. I think
Yes.
that's what it really is respect, because you've been through it together. And going back to your question of how did I manage the responsibility or deal with responsibility, I was a people pleaser. Like, I tried to please everybody. And I probably got into the ring majority of the time wanting to win. So I would please family, friends. Everybody would still look good on me, all this kind of stuff. Whereas that shifted towards the end. And I believe that that's when I got the best out of myself. Like, was when, yes, I want people to be happy and well, but I'm the only man getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about me. This isn't about anybody else. Like, I got to get in there. I got to do this for me. And obviously your family as well. Like, do you know what I mean? But like, I was very coming up to a fight, everything like that. Like, I didn't cut off my family or my wife or anything like that, but like, started to distance a little bit. But it's not even distancing. Like, you're going to war. Like, you're getting into the ring and your mindset's starting to change. Like, maybe you're not as loving and as caring and as soft because, you're getting in there and somebody's going to try to pull ahead of you and you're going to try and pull ahead of him. And you might not come out of that ring the same person as you walked into it. So for me, that really started to change the closer to the fight got. And then on fight day, like, I was just a different kind of person. Like, like it is kind of split personality, to be honest. Like, getting into that ring, like, I come in here, chat about how vulnerable I can be, how weak I can be, the hard times. But if I got in front of an opponent, you're doing the exact opposite. Like,
of course.
You're tapping into that warrior spirit that you have, that hunger, that desire, that thirst to just pull the head off somebody. And I believe that maybe I didn't tap into that 100% in my career.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
That you held yourself back to a certain extent?
I believe like I held myself back, not physically or nothing like that. Like, I really went in and did my absolute best, but I think a lot of me was held back because I just didn't probably care too much what people thought, and I didn't just let myself go 100% and be like, fuck this, let's just have a fucking go at it. Like,
is there a certain fear that you would hurt the man too much that you were fighting? Never.
No,
you can't have that.
No, never. Like, you obviously want each fighter,
Yeah.
especially your opponent, to come out like you hate the stories of
Something tragic happening.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, and you never want that for somebody, but it would never have crossed my mind getting into the ring that I don't want to hurt this guy or anything like that.
Again,
like,
you can't entertain that.
No,
Do you know?
And I was lucky that it never really just came into my head. It was probably because I was too worried about myself and too worried about me doing well and pleasing everybody else. But it was kind of a thing like, after a fight, like, you want your opponent to go home to his family safe and well. I want to go home to my family safe and well, because at the end of the day, boxing is a sport. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not your life forever.
Of course.
And people do give their life forever to boxing. People do unintentionally give their life to boxing in terms they can't let it go. They end up getting injured. They end up, too many punches to the head. It can affect you later on in life. And like, I'm sitting here, I'm chatting well, I'm talking well, but you don't see the physical damage maybe that has been done underneath all this. Mm-hmm. And that's just something that you find out later on down the line or whatever. But it's mad, like, to think about that.
Yeah. But I'm also interested in terms of how you felt you held yourself back, or
I think just not letting go, because I've tried to please people, and I've tried to,
Are you talking like in the ring?
Yeah. Like, just always tried to, like,
keeping it too strategic or too tactical. Or,
I probably had a fear of, like, losing. Like, you had a fear of losing, and it was not just because it was your record or anything like that. It was because of, like, as it says, my identity was boxing, and you're afraid, like, way people are going to look at you after it. And, as I said, and this was very early in my career, especially my professional career and all, like, because I obviously wanted everybody to like me, and, that's the kind of person that I was. And now I'm at a place where, like, if you like me, that's great. We'll get on. But if you don't like me for me being me, we're not meant to be friends, or we're not meant to have a relationship. But that's totally fine. Like, and that was a big weight off my shoulders too. Be like, I don't have to be friends with everybody. And it's actually probably a lot less stressful and a lot better life when you just have those few friends. And I do have a small circle now, and absolutely love that small circle. Do you know what I mean? But it's not out of, like, me turning around being like, right, I don't want to be your friend anymore, or you don't fit my circle anymore. It's just like, whenever you become aware of these things, you start to distance yourself from them, and they
sort of fall away.
They generally fall away. And then you're just in a much better place. Like,
And then you did lose. What was that like?
First ever loss. I was obviously big pressure. There was chats of a world title fight after it. There was all these big things, and I was fighting a tough lad, Turiano Johnson. He was somebody that I was meant to beat, but he was tough, he was strong, he was durable, and he was hungry. He was coming to the end of his career, and this was his opportunity, like, to beat the young guy, gun coming up. And he beat me. And, like, to me, getting beat was the end of the world. Like, I was like, I can't get beat. Like, what am I going to do if I get beat?
The end of the world that you know, which
exactly.
is all boxing, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. And I went to... The fight was in Palm Springs. We were still in LA at the time.
Yeah.
My wife was over. We came back after the fight. Sore, but beaten up, but bruised. But most importantly, my pride was hurt. Like, I was feeling just... Like, me and April, we will walk down Venice Beach, just walking along. We sat down, got, like, you don't get this much in America, but a bag of chips, and not crisps, a bag of actual chips that you get in Ireland. I remember sitting on the grass there, being like, Jesus, this isn't too bad. Like, I was like, obviously I was hurting. I didn't want to get beat and everything like that, but it wasn't the end of the world that I thought it would be.
still enjoy a bag of chips.
Like, I was sitting there and April still loved me. I still loved the bag of chips. Sun was shining. I was in LA. Boxing got me here. And I think I got a little bit confused then after that. I was a little bit confused in terms of, should I take boxing a lot more lightly? Okay. Should I not maybe be as, not serious, like still serious as in training and discipline and everything, but like not maybe put so much pressure on myself? And then I was going through a real messed up transition where I was like, I need to be a dog still too, though. Like you're getting into that ring, and it's one of those sports that you need to find a real happy balance there. Like, because obviously in other sports you need to be dogged, you need to be hungry to be successful, but boxing is a different kettle of fish. Like you're getting in there and you're going to war. Like It's probably one of the only sports that you can legally kill somebody in. Like that just shows you how messed up it is. Like, but like golf or tennis or stuff like that, there, like you can still go on and play your game, and you know you don't have to actually fight with somebody.
Exactly.
Like
there's no man there trying to beat you up on the tennis court. Yeah,
absolutely. Like you still need that resilient mindset, and you hit a bad shot, you need to be able to bounce back from it. Everything like that, but hard to bounce back when you're putting the deck and somebody else is just trying to roar down your throat again and put you on the deck right away again. Like that's physical. That's not only in your head, that's physical and mental. And for me, after that, it was a little bit difficult, you know, to try and find out. I was a bit confused then after that. I was confused in the type of person that I should be, or
who you were,
or who I was. You know, like, because I know I'm not that fuck you type of person that wants to just like don't give a shit about anybody that you need to be when you're in the ring.
Yeah.
I know I'm not that person, but I know I can tap into it when it needs be.
Of course.
And I'm so lucky that I do have that. But I just got caught between the two of them and didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know if I had to be just constant nice guy or be a constant nasty motherfucker. Or I didn't know what to be like. And I wasn't at a stage where I was mature enough or emotionally mature enough to be able to, and confident in myself enough to tap into, now it's time to switch on to be Jason Quigley the boxer.
Yeah.
And now it's time to be Jason Quigley the husband that's at home enjoying life and being a good person. You know, I found that difficult to kind of tap into both ends of it.
So the energy of the boxer would have also been carried into the home place and into
like
friendships and relationships.
Cold and distant, and then there's times then like I can only imagine how that was to live with, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, like 1 minute you're cold, 1 minute next minute you're wanting to lie up and cuddle and watch a movie. Like like
confused for her too.
Absolutely. And anybody around you at that stage, like and it's obviously the people at home that will get the brunt of it.
Yeah.
Because they're the one that's with you the majority of the time. So
it's all too consuming, doesn't it? You just boxing becomes everything.
And it was everything. Like that was my job. That was my identity. That was my hobby. Like like that was all rolled into one. Like and then I started to pass on through that then, and just, you know, start to find other things in life and hobbies and enjoying things, and, you know, and being like, geez, life is actually good. Like, and that's probably when I really started to understand about maybe probably stepping away from boxing, like the actual fighting side of it. Was when I started to see that, life is good and life can be a lot more enjoyable, but I still believe you really need to test yourself. Like you can't just.
That's in you.
Yeah.
That warrior spirit is still there, isn't it? And that's not something you can switch off. No, really.
You need to challenge yourself. Like you need to have something to get out of bed in the morning. Like you need something to drive you, because
golf course won't do it either, will it?
Does it sometimes, but just not the same. Not the same. Like it is. I love golf now in terms of
the competitive
side of it. And to be honest, lad, and people don't really get me when I say this, it's like I'm not that competitive of golf.
Yeah, okay.
Like I want to obviously be as good as I can at it and do well, and I want to win, but like I'd just be so happy to get out there and fresh air and nature, chat with boys that you maybe never met before.
Yeah,
The phone's away for maybe 4 hours. You know, you're just free
Present.
and present in the moment. You're here, you're there. It's class, like.
Yeah.
And then obviously if you won on top of it, it's happy days. You know, but yeah, like I started to find other enjoyments in life, but you know, towards my last couple of fights there, like I really started to hone in and be able to separate the two Jasons, really, like
two identities.
being able to separate and going to war and being switched on, and you know, that's one thing that I wish I had tapped into earlier in my life, you know, and earlier in my career.
Is there also the fear that the loving, caring, kind Jason would also sort of follow you into the ring sometimes? And
like that's what I was saying. Like after that defeat that I had, like I kind of tapped more into that side, because I found like when I looked at that, I was kind of like, Jesus, like I'm a lot more happier. I'm freer like this. I'm enjoying life a lot more like this. But that doesn't work in boxing. Like, you know what? That's just,
you can't take that with you.
You can't have that in the ring. Like,
you
know, you might get away with it against certain fighters. But if you want to get to the top, like you'll get by with that and you'll do okay. But if you want to reach a certain level, like you got to put that lad to the side, like, and be like, here, not today. See you later, lad. You don't belong here. You know. Whereas whenever you're getting into the ring, and I do believe that like that's where a lot of my potential. That's where probably I didn't reach a lot of my potential in, was because of that side of it. I maybe didn't tap into it enough, or I didn't unlock it enough.
So there's some unfinished business, Jason, is it?
There is, probably, if I want it to be. But is the risk reward now? Like,
have you looked at this in terms of a strategy and a roadmap? Yeah,
I've looked at it and I've panned it out, and there was a stage I was going to go back into the ring again. And look, as I says, I haven't officially retired, but I don't really have that bite or that bug to get back in there. And the reason being, I'm living a good life. I'm able to eat what I want. I don't have to weigh in. I don't have to, you know, watch everything that goes into my body. I still like to live a good routine, a good life, eat healthy, train plenty. You know, I still believe so much in that lifestyle, no matter if you're an accountant, no matter if you're an athlete, no matter what you are. But if you can get up first thing in the morning and do something productive, then you're ahead of probably 75% of the world. Like, and that's not a scientific fact, but that fact's probably not far away. Like,
even if you feel a sense of achievement anyway in the morning,
and
get that done.
You're ready to go at the day.
Do
you know what I mean? You're ready to go at the day, and you're ready to. It gives you confidence to go into, say you go into meetings, say you have a phone call that you don't really want to take or you don't really want to make. Gives you that confidence just to do it, because you've.
You didn't really want to get out of bed that morning either, but you did it, isn't it? And then you reap the reward of it. So you go, okay, I'm gonna take this call that I don't really want to.
There, to me, like, you know, people are looking for all these secrets. To a good life, a successful life, a healthy life. We know the answers. Like, we don't need to go on TikTok. We don't need to go on ChatGPT now and ask all these questions. We know the answers. Like, we have these answers inside us. And for me, the biggest part of my day now is first thing in the morning. That sets the tone for the rest of your day.
100%.
If you can wake up first thing in the morning, not hit snooze, get up when that alarm goes off, and be like, lucky to be alive today. Have another chance at today. I can be 1% better today than I was yesterday. And just look at the blessings that you do have in life. You have a roof over your head, or maybe you're lying in a tent somewhere, like, but that's probably more purpose, and that's probably more by choice.
Yes.
That you've done that. You maybe out camping or tenting or, you know, away doing something. But to me, that is the secret. You can get up first thing in the morning and you can say, I'm going to be the best I can be today. Everything else starts to fall into place throughout the day. And the things that don't fall into place, you're ready to deal with them better than, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Hit snooze 5 times this morning. Hit snooze 5 times. You're chasing the day already
Yeah, of
because
course.
you're already late.
Yeah.
And your body's starting to go into those stress hormones, and you're starting to, you know, just really starting to tap into things that, like,
You're just on edge. Yeah.
will not serve you the best, and you'll not come across as nice to people. You'll not get the most out of your day for your own business, your own life, your own relationship. To me, first thing in the morning, don't hit snooze. Get out of bed. I am here. I am ready. Like, that is what I be saying to myself now. And it's only recently I had a bit of a tragic time there with deaths recently in my life. And I found myself, I have a drink now. I never used to have a drink before. Like, I never drank up until 34 now. Like, I never had a pint up until I was about 30. Like, and I'll only ever have a pint of Guinness or something now. Like, and very seldom I've got drunk. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can feel a bit of tipsiness. I can feel a bit of whatever, but very seldom I've went out and got writ off. Like, I did do it.
Yeah.
It was something that I never did. And, you know, I was like, felt like shite the next day,
course,
but it was good that I felt that way. It was
Here's
like,
why I didn't drink until I was 30.
don't want to do this tomorrow again or next weekend again, but whatever. But I do now enjoy, you know, a couple of pints every now and then.
Yeah.
And to me, that was something, you know, that really helped me loosen up as well. And like, I look at that in a way that whenever I was younger, I didn't drink. Like, I didn't need drink to go into the nightclub. I didn't need drink to chat to women or to dance or to, you know, strike up conversation with the boys or do all these things. I didn't need that. I had confidence then.
Yeah.
And I have confidence now. So when I choose to drink now, I choose because I want to, not because I need to.
Yeah.
And there was like, alcoholism would have been in the family and different things like that. So fear again.
Yeah.
I was afraid to drink.
Okay.
But I dabbled in it because I was interested. I was like, you know, all these stories you hear about drinking, like, I very seldom, I put my hands up, I've never drank and not remembered what had happened the night before. Like, I'm not putting anybody down. I know people can get rid off into this. There's part of me who's like, isn't an excuse. And I can't answer this. I can't, like, this is what I've asked myself times. I'm like, oh, I was drunk. Is it an excuse? Maybe it is sometimes, maybe it isn't sometimes. Do you know what I mean? But like, to me, like, first when I started drinking, you know, I was like, I enjoyed it. Like, it was a bit of crack. It helped loosen me up a bit because I was so intense. I was so switched on all that, boom, 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 that it just, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, got drunk a few nights, went out and had maybe more than I would usually have. Like, I remember everything that happened last night. I was waiting for this, you know, kind of thing to kick in. I was like, if anybody can't fucking remember it, it's me. I get fucking hit in the head for a living. Like, I should be forgetting these things. Like, you know, so, and that's just wee things that I've asked myself. And that's not like, I'm not going out there saying anybody that can't remember the night before, you're full of shit. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, that's just my experience. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, I can tell you, I've had many a fucking blackout.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember.
And you don't drink at all now?
No, I've not drank in over 3 years now. Yeah.
Fair play to you, lad. Fair play to you.
Did enough of it in my early 20s, in my lifetime. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but again, it's like that thing that you're talking about in terms of, you know, I drank because of fear. And did I stop drinking because of fear as well? Because, you know, I feel that the alcohol has power over me instead of me having power over it. So now I'm sort of contemplating bringing it back in on a minor scale, and just as you said there, you know, it sort of amplifies the enjoyment or the experience that you're having in the moment. So, but I haven't made any decision on that. I just, again, like I mentioned about yourself earlier, just let it go and see.
Yeah. And like, for yourself, I think the biggest thing is you have the awareness of it now.
Yeah, it's
like,
massive.
You know now that I chose not to drink.
Yeah.
Then
why?
But I can not drink if I want to.
Yeah.
You know, so if you do decide to have a pint or two again or whatever it is you were drinking, That's your decision.
Yeah, of course.
You're not doing it now because it's a habit, it's a routine. It's I'm going in here because fuck.
Or it's a story either as well. That's I'm the non-drinker. Yeah, check me out.
Exactly.
It's
And,
like, come on, park that ego.
That was and it is like, look, I think as men we all have a certain ego in us. Do you know what I mean? We all have that,
which can serve us as well.
Absolutely. And people, like, I always find a lot of people, like, they'll go, and I've been questioning, you can tell I've been doing a lot of thinking and questioning myself over the last couple of years. Like, so, you get all these people that are like a complete non-drinker or a complete, drinking is great. And then there's this one where you're like, well, can you balance the two? Can you? And then I was questioning myself then, being like, well, what do I stand for? Like, do I stand, like, is there anything that I stand for? Or am I just going to be like, oh no, everything's kind of...
just floating about.
Aye.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of still in that phase a little bit.
Yeah.
Where I'm like...
You just need an anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah. A purpose.
A purpose.
Has the purpose sort of faded now that you've not been boxing, or have you found a new one? Are you finding one? Searching for one?
Yeah, like
waiting for one?
There's nothing there as predominant as boxing used to be. Like, obviously I want, like, the typical run of the mill stuff. I want to be the best partner I can be, father I can be, the best person that I can be for myself, and
entrepreneur you can be.
Yeah, no, those are kind of the three pillared ones there. Yeah. And then you kind of you have this one then where I want to be the best manager, the best promoter that I can be for my fighters. Like that. Those three that I said over there, they're my top ones. Like,
yeah.
And then you have another tier down, like being the best promoter, being the best manager that you can be. And then,
but then you couldn't put your purpose into a sentence.
Yeah.
It's that piece.
Yeah. Like,
which is fine too.
Exactly. Like, because maybe it's not time for me to have that purpose yet. Maybe it hasn't.
It'll
found
find
me.
you.
Aye.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It really is, and I'm lucky. I am the person that I am now as well, because I don't feel like I have to make decisions right now. Like, like I don't, like, I'm happy to, and I'm not saying that floating along, but like, I'm enjoying life and everything's going well and I'm doing the best that I can, and
you're still making decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do but I don't have that one big anchor, and maybe I'll never have it again the way that I had it for boxing. But maybe these other ones are suffice enough right now, because my wife told me it was the best bit of advice I've ever been given. Whenever I was talking about giving up boxing, retiring, she was like, I would love to not have to watch you getting into the ring and fighting and worrying and everything like that. I would love to have you at home a lot more along those lines. Like, she was 100%. And then there was a but. She says, I don't want you when you're 40, 45, when it is probably past my best, being like, I wish I give this another go. But
that was the question that was coming to me.
But what she said to me was, if you decide never to box again, understand that you'll never feel or have that ambition that you have in boxing in something else. Boxing's unique. She says, don't just go and try and get the exact same thing from boxing in something else, because you'll not.
Yeah.
I might get close to it. I might get something that excites me, that drives me. But she says, don't go searching for that.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, like, and I look at footballers, rugby players, all this, like, it's so difficult after sport, because especially for footballers, and like every weekend they're going out playing in front of thousands of people. They're up here just by the crowd, the performance, everything like that. If they won, they're up there. If they lose, they're down there. If they have a bad performance, they're down here.
Yeah.
And it's like a drug. Every week, you're either here, you're here, you're here, and you're going to tap into maybe both of them.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to walk away from. Like,
Yeah.
to just
Yeah.
run
Keep
along
it
in the
level.
middle end. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a difficult thing. Like, it really is a difficult thing. I believe in, you know,
Then the gratitude to have been able to experience all that, though, isn't it, as well?
unbelievable. Like, I'm so lucky that I have this role to step into now in the management, the promoting side of it, because I'm still in the game too.
Yeah.
You know, you're not walking away. Like, I have boxing since I was 10 years of age. You're not walking away from something that you've done. 10, many years that then? That's
24
years. Like,
yeah.
I've done this sport. I've done this sport more than half of my life. Like, way more than half of my life.
Now you're giving it back, aren't you? You're giving
Absolutely.
something back.
But to walk away from something that you've done for more than half of your life, you can't just expect to transition into something. Like, there's a process to it.
Of course.
And that's where the learning, that's where the growth comes from. That's where the next...
And we're so adaptable, remember?
100%. Like, and you need to remember that. Like, you know, there's a lot of people just think that that's their identity and that's all they can do and that's all they'll ever be good at. There's a brilliant video, and I'll send it on to you after this, of Miguel Cotto. You might have heard of him, professional boxer. One of my favorite as well. He was sitting down, I think he got beaten this fight. He was sitting down in the change rooms with his wife, and I think she says, "You don't have to do this anymore." And he goes, "That's all I know." To me, that was sad. It was powerful, but it was sad.
Yeah.
To think that a man of his stature, to have done what he has done in life, thinks that that's all he can do.
That's it.
Like, people don't understand that we can tap into whatever we want to do in life. Like, and as we says earlier, like, the answers are just inside you. Like,
of course.
You don't have to be just the manager, the direct manager, the employee, the tennis player, the boxer. You don't have to be just that. Like,
they're just the roles you play.
And they're the roles that you choose as well.
Yeah.
And you can choose other roles and you can be successful because everything that you've learned in those roles, like, I can only really speak from boxing because that's what I've done. But, like, you can transist everything in boxing into any other walk of life. Like, the morals, the roles, the
discipline,
everything that you have done in boxing goes hand in hand with anything else in life, really. Like,
it's the power of sport, doesn't it? Even for young fellas.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Jason, man, this has been a brilliant conversation. I feel we could keep talking for another couple of hours. Yeah. I'm excited for what's to come for you. I have a feeling that there's something great on the horizon there for you.
Yeah.
Maybe boxing, maybe not.
Yeah.
But there's definitely more fuel in the tank there for something.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to watch that unfold.
Yeah.
And for anyone who wants to keep tabs on you or follow your journey or find out more about you, where's the best place to
you'll
check
get
you
it
out?
on all the social media now at the minute. I do a bit of golf and TikTok. But mainly Instagram there. My Instagram, you'll catch a lot of that's kind of my main day-to-day stuff and what I do. Keep a little bit of personal in it and majority of business and work and just...
And you've got a fight night coming up?
Fight night coming up now. The first ever professional boxing night is going to be in Ballyfane Order. We're going to have it in the Fambale Center. It's
what date's that?
February 21st.
Nice one. I'd make that one.
You could be attending, lad. You could be attending.
I'll be there.
Delighted to do this. You know, the Fambale Center is something that is really close to me. You know, I've trained there all my life. I've actually fought there as an amateur. I've had my biggest homecoming nights from the World Championships there, you know, and it's on my doorstep. My mum works in there, you know, to me to do this. But the main purpose that I'm doing this for is I want young kids nowadays to be able to see professional boxing on their doorstep and not be like me sitting at home at 4 o'clock in the morning, watching it in America, watching it in England, you know, where you have to move away from home. It's a massive, big commitment, all this kind of stuff. I want young kids now to be able to see it, feel it, get that emotion and maybe spark something in them to be like, I want to do this.
Well, that's a purpose, Jason.
That definitely is a purpose
Yeah.
for me. Do you know what I mean?
It's it, and as you mentioned there about your own experience about driving around the car with Riley there when he won.
Yeah.
Like it's real life. Like
Absolutely.
you're sitting there ringside, or you're sitting there in the crowd, and you're watching this play out in front of you. You know, it's not. There's not a disconnection between you and a screen, or you in a different country. You're actually in it. You know, so there'll be a few goosebumps.
Yeah, no.
That night, I'm sure, for
Fingers
a lot of young
crossed,
fellas.
Fingers crossed. And as it says, like, obviously I want to be successful
Yeah.
in this game as well. But like for me, I'm only 34 years of age. Like management and promotion wise, I've got a long time ahead of me. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm not in now just to do a quick thing and get out of there. Like I'm in here now to put on good shows, to create. Like I want this young kid to come and watch it, and I want to manage him. I want to promote him and tell that story about him coming to the first show in Belfast, Northern, and then him fighting on the biggest stages, maybe in Vegas, maybe in the UK, winning a world title. Do you know?
Sitting here across from me telling me that Jason Quigley's been one of his greatest influences of his boxing career.
You know, I want to influence these young kids in the best way possible. Like,
class, man.
Fingers crossed.
There you go, man. That's what I'm excited for. So
lovely.
Well done. Thanks, Jason.
Hey, top man.
All
Appreciate it, Gavin. Cheers, lad.